Guys, welcome back. So now once again we'll talk about ASAP methodology. In this session, we'll talk about the second phase, that is business blueprint phase. So look at here guys, in this phase, consultant will have a discussion with their respective department member. Okay, that is called core team member regarding the business process. Okay, what exactly we have to do? We have to configure, right? We have to implement this SAP into Tata Motor, right? Implementations means, of course, we have to do lots of configurations. What configurations, guys? Now I'll tell you, Tata Motor, it's an organization which is having like several departments are there. Finance department, sales department, right? Purchase department, HR department, okay? And in every department, different activities, right, that their employees are performing uh, different activities. So sales department related all the activities, whatever the activity happen here in sales department, right? So first of all, those things will be, first of all, SD consultant, sales and distribution consultant, will discuss with the sales team member, and then to understand their process, and that is going to be configured, that whatever the activities are going to be, whatever activity performed by sales department, so those activities will be, it must be mapped here into SAP, right, so that sales department will be able to perform their activity here into SAP itself, right? So who is going to perform, who is going to configure those things? Of course, SD consultant. Likewise, finance department. Finance department also perform multiple activity, guys. Let's suppose we're having all the tax related transactions, right? Asset related transactions, isn't it? Multiple invoices are there. Customer invoice posting, vendor invoice posting, customer credit memo, vendor credit memo, cash related transactions will be there. Multiple transactions are there. Okay. So first of all, what is happening, guys? Finance consultant will discuss these all activity, like what kind of activity uh, are being performed by finance department. So we need to discuss those things, and those are supposed to be mapped here into SAP. Okay. So first of all, what will happen, guys? You as a consultant will have a discussion with the respective department member. If I have to discuss this activity, like, okay, finance, so I'm a finance consultant, of course I have to discuss with the finance team. Now, in finance department, say for example, there are 200 people or maybe 250 people. In that case, I cannot discuss with each and every person. So Tata Motor will appoint a representative of finance department, somebody who is going to represent finance department, right? So that representative is called core team member. This is the standard word, guys. Core team member. In shortcut, it is called CTM. CTM. Core team member. Core team member is a person represents that particular department. Let's suppose if you are a finance consultant, you have to discuss with the core team member of finance department. If somebody is SD consultant, so he or she has to discuss with the core team member of sales department. If somebody is MM consultant, material management, right? So that guy has to discuss with the core team member of purchase department. Okay, so that's what here I have specified. In this page, what happened, guys? Of course, we have to do the configurations and all multiple activities. So we have to configure multiple activities, multiple processes we have to configure, guys. But configuration means what? Blindly, we cannot start doing configurations and all. First of all, we need to understand their their process. We need to understand what kind of activities, you know, what how many processes first of all are there in finance department, how many activities, how many transactions, what kind of transactions are being posted by those people, right? So we have to understand those things, and then only the configurations are going to be started. So look at here guys, the actual work started from page number 2. That is why, if you are able to remember, I said like here in phase number 1, the last activity is kick off meeting. Kick off meeting means, I told you guys, I already quoted one example like how the match begins, like somebody is going to pick up the ball and then the match begins, right? So exactly after this meeting, look at here, the match started, the actual work started. Now we have to discuss with the, look at here, core team member, right? Now regarding to understand their business process, okay? Now another thing is, we'll record the entire requirement in a document. When we are going to, let's suppose if you have a discussion, right? That okay, so client will say that okay, finance department, how many processes, how many activities, okay, uh, are like finance team. So how many activities are going to be performed by finance team? Say for example, I told you guys, like let's suppose cash related transactions, JB posting, customer invoice, vendor invoice, customer credit memo, vendor credit memo, asset related transactions, depreciation related transactions, right? And tax related. So these are the activity. These are the activity which performed by finance team. So what happened, guys? Whatever activity they have explained, that must be recorded. Okay, it should not be, the discussion should not be a kind of verbal discussion, guys. We must have to document those things, right? If we don't document, then what will happen? Maybe in future they says that no, you have noted down only 10. Sorry, we let's suppose whatever discussion happened in future, they can say like okay, no, I said like we are having total 12 activity. So first of all, what happened, guys? Whenever discussion happened, that must be recorded in a document, right? And that document is called blueprint document. Okay. So first of all, what happened in business blueprint, or in business blueprint phase? What happened? Look at here. Consultant will have a discussion with the respective department member. That department member is called core team member. Core team member. You can say that core team member is your counterpart, okay, from client side. Core team member represents a particular department. If I need certain input, right? So how to get those inputs? In each and every configurations, we need multiple inputs. So if I need to get those inputs, I need to contact somebody, isn't it? So simply we have to contact this core team member. Core team member will gather all this, like core team member is going to get all the informations, whatever required inputs are there, that will be, that those informations will be gathered by core team member, and then finally core team member will pass on this informations to us, and then we can perform our configurations. So this is how the work is going to be simple. Okay, so in this phase, what happened, guys? In business blueprint phase, we will have a discussion with the core team member, and after discussions, what happened, guys? Whatever discussion happens, those are going to be recorded also in a document, and that document called blueprint document. Okay, so this is the activity which happens here in business blueprint. And then generally what will happen, guys, when the things are like, let's suppose when we had a discussion with the core team member, right? And those things, as I said, like here, it must be documented, right? So this blueprint document, right? Once the blueprint document is prepared, then what is happening? It is going to have a sign off also. Sign off means the core team member, in the sense from client side, whoever the people are involved, like core team member will be there. There'll be a project manager from client side, and here from our side, like senior consultant, junior consultant, there'll be a project manager from our side also. Our side, I mean to say, whichever company is implementing this SAP into Tata Motor. So Tata Motor, like IBM. Say for example, you are a consultant. You are the employee of IBM. At the same time, Tata Motor is our client. So from IBM side, a project manager will be there. Then senior and junior consultant will be there. From Tata Motor side also a project manager from their side also will be there. And so let's suppose from Tata Motor side there will be a project manager, and from IBM side also a project manager will be there, right? So these are the counterpart of each other. Now from IBM side consultants are there, and from Tata Motor side core team members are there, right? So here what is happening, guys? As I said, like blueprint document here. So a blueprint document prepared after discussions, a document will be prepared, and this is called blueprint document. So there will be a sign off from both parties, right? They'll be agreed that yes, this is what the discussion happened, and these processes will be configured here, right? So there will be a sign off. It's a kind of agreement that yes, we both parties are agreed that yes, these are the processes will be configured here into SAP, right? So this blueprint is a document. This is a final document, and once the sign off is done, then what will happen, guys? Then we'll have to proceed further, and we are going to enter into the next phase.